I just finished my upper endoscopy to try and help my swallowing problems that I developed after ACDF fusion surgery. I had levels C5 through C7 done. So let's join me on this journey and see if it actually worked to help. I am Amy Giaquinto, I am Mama Fix-It, and this is my ACDF journey. Preparing for the upper endoscopy was really easy. There's really not a whole lot you need to do. You just need to stop taking certain medications at the prescribed time, certain supplements at the prescribed time, and then you have to stop eating certain foods that could like stain your GI tract within a certain time, and all of that's going to be on your prep instruction sheet that they give to you. Then 12 hours before the procedure, you need to stop eating. And then 3 hours before, you can't have anything to drink. And then that's it. You just show up at the endoscopy center and they check you in, they give you a hospital gown, and you're allowed to keep your pants on. Everything from the waist up comes off, and you put your gown on. The next thing you know, you're laying in bed and it feels like you're getting a spa treatment, especially if you're a mother, because they give you warm blankets and they make you feel all nice and warm and cozy. And then they come in and they start an IV, which doesn't really hurt that bad. You will meet the anesthesiologist and you will meet your gastroenterologist, because the only time you will ever see your gastroenterologist if you're just going in for scoping procedures is usually when they're gonna scope you. So it's like, hi, how are you? I'm gonna see you for 30 seconds. Welcome to my digestive system. Boo! They will wheel you back into the procedure room. When they take you into the procedure room, they're gonna have you roll onto your left side, and they're gonna put a folded towel underneath your head. I also asked for a pillow or a towel between my knees, because if I lay on my side and I don't have any support between my knees, it really hurts my knees and my back and my hips and stuff. And they were more than happy to find something. One of the nurses left and came back with a folded towel, and that worked beautifully. It was so great. They were so accommodating. They're gonna put a pulse ox on your finger so they can monitor the amount of oxygen that's in your bloodstream during the procedure. And they are going to slap on some EKG electrodes so they can monitor your heart while you're under anesthesia. Then at some point they will stop everything and they have what's called a timeout. And during that timeout, you are asked your name and your birthday and the procedure that you're having, and the physicians confirm everything with the nurses, with the anesthesiologist. So, you know, if you're scheduled for an upper endoscopy, you don't end up with a colonoscopy. That's a good thing, right? The one thing that might really creep you out that a lot of people don't know they do is they attach this elastic strap around the back of your head and stick this bite guard into your mouth. And that just feels a little bit creepy initially. Like, my mind went into very, very dark places with that. So know that that is coming and it's going to be okay. That's how they keep your mouth open so they can get the scope down. But it definitely feels really weird. Even if that bite guard makes you super anxious like it does me, it doesn't matter, because within a few seconds, the anesthesiologist is going to tell you that they are pushing the medication, and then you're gonna go off and see the floaty world around you for about all of 2 seconds before you are knocked out cold. When I woke up, I really wanted to go back to sleep. I would have paid lots of money to have extra time sleeping in the recovery area. Now, people should note this. That's an opportunity for business. Okay, just saying, because it felt so good to finally get a really solid sleep. But after that, I was bloated and gassy because they do pump a lot of air into your stomach. And you're gonna either be burping it or it's gonna be coming out the back door. So when you're in recovery, just know that. I heard lots and lots of farting while I was in recovery. And there's nothing like a fart to crack me up. You might get some gas cramps in your belly, but that's okay. It's normal. It does go away. The doctor will come in and talk to you about what they found during the procedure, if anything. Biopsy results should be back in about 2 weeks. He also did what I have been hoping to have done for months, and he ballooned my esophagus. And let me just say, I am hopeful that the ballooning of my esophagus will work. I did not notice a huge difference right away, but then again, I went into the procedure with a super sore throat and laryngitis. So my throat was sore beforehand. It gets very inflamed after you have an upper endoscopy, especially your uvula, that little dangly that you see when you open your mouth in the back of your throat. That gets really inflamed. So going in with a sore throat and having the upper endoscopy was not a good recipe for having a nice non-inflamed throat for swallowing. When I got home, I probably should have taken some Tylenol because my neck hurt really bad. It was super tense. And when I was talking with the anesthesiologist and the doctor and stuff, they were asking what my range of motion was since I'd have ACDF surgery. And I was super proud of myself. I'm like, check it out. I got all this great range of motion, up, down, side by side. Wow, it's a little sticky today. But I have this great range of motion. Well, it dawned on me when I woke up kind of with lots of tension and a tension headache coming up from here all the way over, that they were asking that not so that they knew, for fun, but because they probably moved my head around during the procedure. I had some major reflux issues after. The gastroenterologist, for some reason, did not put me on any anti-reflux medication. Instead, they gave me a reflux protocol to follow. Let me read this. Okay, so you are supposed to resume your previous diet, continue your present medications while you're waiting for pathology report, follow an anti-reflux regimen indefinitely, like for the rest of my life. Okay, this includes, listen up closely, do not lie down for at least 3 to 4 hours after meals. Raise the head of the bed 4 to 6 inches. Decrease excess weight. Avoid citrus juices and other acidic foods, alcohol, chocolate, mints, coffee, and other caffeinated beverages, carbonated beverages, fried and fatty foods. And avoid tight-fitting clothing. Avoid cigarettes and tobacco products. That one is the only one on the entire list that's gonna be easy to do because I don't drink and I don't smoke. And so, yeah, that is what I'm supposed to do. It is completely unrealistic for me, and I'm at an age where I am willing to admit that it's totally unrealistic as opposed to changing everything about how I eat and how I sleep. I had a phone call from the medical assistant who gave me my pathology report, which was good, thank goodness. I have no eosinophilic esophagitis. I have irritation of the stomach and of the lower esophagus, but that's called mixed inflammation, whatever that means. I'm waiting on a doctor's response for that. And I asked, why have I not been prescribed or told to take some reflux medication? I was really tired for several days after the procedure. One thing they don't talk about very often is depression. And I did kind of fall into a little bit of a major depressive episode for a few days. I did not want to get up and move around. It was really hard to focus and to get moving, and I was just really sad. And I talked to my neighbor about it, and I told her, I was like, man, I feel really, really down. And she said that happens to her every time she goes under with any kind of drugs that are sedative drugs. And I thought, okay, well, yeah, I've felt this too. I realized that the last time I had been put out, it's the same thing, like every single time. And I'm like, duh, just remember that. So if you do get depressed, be sure to talk to somebody about it and know that hopefully it will pass. I think I was also a little depressed because I'm sick of dealing with all of this. I'm just overwhelmed. I'm over it. It's been 10 months of being in constant doctor's offices and PT and all of the things trying to find solutions for the different problems that have popped up. So yeah, that would, I think, depress anyone, right? But see, I'm still smiling. Let's get to the part you've all been waiting for. But before I talk about this, it would be amazing if you could hit that like and subscribe button. You could even turn on the bell for notifications if you want. Drop me a comment below and let me know how you're doing with your ACDF recovery. Okay, so back to it. Here we go. Here's my water. It goes down so much easier right now. About 3 or 4 days after surgery, I was actually able to get my pills down without choking on them, which was amazing. I feel like there's been a huge improvement. It's not 100% yet. I will say there's probably been about a 50% improvement. If I tuck my chin and swallow, I still feel some stuff here on the right side. And when I eat certain stickier foods, they're still getting caught up. And so that's a little bit challenging. But I'm very optimistic that we're moving in the right direction. The gastroenterologist did say that if I had issues that were continuing beyond the 1 month point, that I could go in and there's some other stuff he can do. We can either balloon a second time or there's some other muscle studies or something that he can do. I didn't quite catch it because of course he's talking to me after I had just come out of propofol. So I will talk to him about that if need be at my follow-up visit. They want you to follow up 1 month post procedure. Of course, because it's the end of the year and everybody's hit their deductible and insurance costs are going up and healthcare costs are going up next year, I was not able to get a follow-up appointment until January. However, I'm going to be playing the let's call and see if there are cancellations game because I really want to get in before the end of the year. That is exactly how I got in early for my endoscopy too. So just a tip, always call, because I literally called the one day. I said, hey, do you guys have any availability or cancellations any sooner than what I'm scheduled for? And the woman's like, nope, we don't, I'm sorry. And within 5 minutes, I kid you not, 5 minutes later, somebody calls me and they're like, actually, we have a cancellation on this date. Are you available to move up the procedure? And I went, yes, cool, yes. I would have been able to have this procedure done a lot sooner had my insurance company, Cigna, not required a 12-day wait between when I had my appointment with the gastroenterology PA to discuss the procedure and when the procedure gets to get done. Go insurance. Bah. I'm doing really, really well overall, still continuing my PT, still continuing everything else. I hope this video has helped you. I hope that those of you out there with dysphagia and swallowing trouble just continue to press on and find those answers. I'll do another update video after I've had my 1 month checkup with this, and I will continue to let you know how the swallowing issue progresses. Until next time, feel free to check out some of my other videos with ACDF recovery or just my Mama Fix It DIY videos. They're super funny, will make you laugh, and hopefully are motivational, encouraging, and educational. So I'm Amy Giaquinto. I am Mama Fix It. Until next time, happy swallowing. Bye. Oh, so much better. Yes, I'm so excited.